stone fruit trees for planting. I have them soaking in some water. I'll leave them in there for like an hour while I load up my vehicle of all the stuff I need, the soil, the gopher cages. And so before I even load up my trees, I'm gonna prune them. So I've already disinfected my pruners, and let's take a look at these trees. My favorite one currently being the Bella Gold Picotum or Picotum. It's a peach apricot plum hybrid. So let's take a look at this tree. Check out the roots. I'm gonna try to orient some of those roots out of the gopher cage as to avoid girdling the tree's roots. Then the graft union, and then climbing up we have, let me stick it back in the water. Okay. We have one. You know, I like to do an open center. I'm going for this. Once again, textbooks calls for 4, but I often leave a spare or 2. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. I'm just going to go for the 4. So we have 1, 2, and then the central leader is this one. But I'm going to prune it and leave it on a bud so it opens up. And this becomes my fourth axis, my fourth limb. So once again, one, 2, 3, and 4. So that's gonna be my open center right there. And I'm picking one that comes in this direction. It's gonna be lower than the others. Since it's of a thicker caliber, I want it to lose its dominance. I want some of the other ones to regain some vigor. So I think I'm gonna go pretty low down here. I don't want it too low. Right here it's already pretty stacked. I like to give my horizontal lateral branching some spacing. So I think I'm gonna go here. Yeah, that looks good. That's one. And then these ones, I'm slightly gonna give them an edge. Since they're of a thinner caliber, I'm gonna give them apical dominance over this thicker former leader. So again, I'm looking for something that comes out right here. This one's gonna be about even. So maybe go up a little bit more right here. So I'm going to this one. This one even thinner than the previous, but the buds on there are pretty swollen. So I'm gonna go this one. And then on this one, it could go either here or here. But I want this to gain some vigor over this one, the former leader. So I'm giving it some apical dominance in comparison to this one. So let's go here. And that's the tree. Let me prop it up. That's the tree right there. I want to come back down even more and clean these up at the collar. Clean them up. All right. That was a shape pruning of the Bella Gold. Picotum, whatever you want to call it. Next up is the wimpiest tree. And the wimpiest tree is the Flavor Grenade. It's supposed to be a pretty precocious tree. Some even say wimpy. But we're about to see what the Flavor Grenade Pluot does in the 831. And for those who are wondering and asking where I get my bare root, San Lorenzo Garden Center. The price this year, $44.99. They went up $5 from last year. Shout out to who's ever in the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Take a look at this. The bare roots. They're pretty small. Nothing's going to be peeking out of the cage. If you've been following, you know I like to put the gopher cages to protect them from the gophers. But to avoid girdling the tree's roots, I try to peek one out. I try to pull one of these out, or several of them, one in each direction through the mesh. I already know I'm not going to be able to do that with this one. So yeah, this one I almost want to go back knee high. Knee high would be right here. Cutting all lateral branching and just leaving the whip. I'm tempted to do that. And I'm thinking that I might. What do you guys think? Let me know. Should I leave this lateral branch or just start all over? I'm gonna give it yeah, we're starting all over with this one, guys. I'm gonna go knee high. So from the top root, knee high. So knee high is right here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I've set this back pretty significantly. It's just a whip. It was my wimpiest tree. Put it back in the soak. Next up, the Emerald Drop Plua. And this has a lot to work with. We're gonna need to make some decisions. So this, I don't like the angle. You want them out like at 45, but I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna put a separator or weigh it down. So I don't like this angle, but I'm gonna work with it. These ones are too wimpy. At the collar, eliminating them at the collar. And then we have this one. So I'm trying to keep 4. 1, 2. Again, the angle, it's okay. I'm gonna weigh it down, pry it open. And then this one right here in between, this could be a spare. I'm gonna leave it as a spare only because it's out of the way of the other two. So 1, 2, not counting this one, but I'm keeping it. And then in this direction, it's this one or this one, but I'm gonna opt for the thicker one and select against the thinner one. At the collar. And then, so I have 1, 2, 3, and I need one going in that direction. But there's a lot. So first I'm just gonna eliminate the central leader. Take a look at my open center. And I'm just gonna select against this one. Just because I have way too many. I have 1, 2, 3, this right here overlap. This one's overlapping this one. This one stays out the way. But this one for sure overlaps this one. Decisions. Like, I don't like the angle on this. But I like that it begins to open up down low. The angle on this is better, but it's kind of tight up here. So I'm leaving the thicker one down at the bottom. These two were overlapping. I'm selecting this one. And this one forked out. I'm keeping it. So there it is. I've selected the limbs that I'm keeping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, again, I always like to leave spares because you want to plant these trees, you want them to do well, but Mother Nature has ideas of their own. Critters, woodpeckers, squirrels. So, and then this one I want to continue growing out this way. So let's go right here. Cutting this branch pretty significantly. cutting it back by like 50%. But it's going to be this one. This one. I could go here or here. But I'm going to go lower. And these ones have apical dominance, so I'm really gonna go low. Right here, pointing out this way. Right here. Take a look. That's what I left. Saludos, Jojo Casillas. Espero que se encuentren bien. Que se encuentren bien. Y feliz año nuevo. Aquí nomás una breve instrucción de cómo preparo mis árboles antes de trasplantarlos o plantarlos. Estos ya van a ir en el piso, pero los remojo en agua como por 1 o 2 horas. Y los podo. Bueno, eso es un adelanto de lo que está por venir. La plantación de estos árboles quizás hoy por la noche. Muchas gracias a todos los que se sintonizaron. Espero que estén bien y feliz año. Ahí les encargo los videos. Por favor, apoyen, suscríbanse, comenten, comparten. Adiós.